Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the stream, my name is Logan. You can also call me Techgician if you feel so obliged. I'm just getting a couple things set up before we jump into some developing tips and tricks. If you guys aren't developers, then don't shut down your ideas or for your apps or your websites. We can, I'll show you a little bit of workarounds as to how outsourcing can really help you get the job done. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to get some things set up and then we'll be on the way for that. And then after that, we'll be talking a little bit about Teams and doing a Teams demo. So that should be fun because we use it here in our workplace and I've never used it before. I've been using it for the past 7 months. And I have to say it's definitely one of my favorite team collaboration software that I've ever used. And throughout my years at school, we use plenty of different ones such as Slack. We even use WhatsApp just for group communication, Google Suites, Trello, all those different kinds of stuff for managing a project. And I have to say that Teams is definitely my number one. So if you guys haven't heard of Microsoft Teams, well, today is the day to learn about it. We're going to be talking about it, so that should be a whole lot of fun. So just give me a little bit to get this set up because I'm going to start with the developing side as to how we can go about outsourcing, talking about your ideas, how to make your ideas come to life, and etc. etc. Now, don't worry about if you're coming in a little bit late. We're going to probably end up pushing the topics a little bit. We just like to talk and see what comes of it. If I end up talking about the development for 30-40 minutes and then we just don't worry, we just continue doing the same thing and then we jump into Teams, and whatever time we finish. And then after that, we'll be doing some live tech support, which will be lots of fun. So you guys will get to hear some stuff, some problems that we have with our clients, and then the possible solutions. I won't be able to show you exactly what's going on because due to client confidentiality, but you'll still be able to get some insight in case you are suffering from a similar issue that you would then be able to ask me for help, and I'll be able to do the same stuff that I did for them for you, or at least walk you through it, since I won't be able to remote into your machine. Now just give me a couple more minutes. I'll get that all organized for you guys. Also, please don't be shy. Subscribe to the channel. We're giving away $5 gift cards to Amazon, especially during this holiday season. That can really come into some help there. So please don't be shy. Subscribe to the channel and you'll get that $5 card. You can also just make a message saying that you subscribed in case I didn't notice, which I should notice. And I'll make sure to get that for you. And don't worry, it's legit. But anyways, hold on for me, guys. Okay, I just was talking into my mic and realized that my mic was muted, but luckily I noticed that before talking too much. Could be wasting a lot of my good points, you know. Sometimes I forget them, so I want to make sure I'm not wasting them. Just let me check out one more thing really quickly. Make sure we have the right names for everything. Awesome. Okay. So, if you're tuning in now, that means that you received our email, or you're just jumping in just from sheer luck, which is also very good as well. I don't mind. Trust me, any of the viewers, we appreciate all of your views. And if you guys are interested in seeing what else we have to offer throughout the weeks and throughout the next year and the coming year, please don't hesitate to subscribe. We are giving away $5 gift cards to Amazon, and that can really come in handy this Christmas season. So if you guys are in need for a little $5, even if it just helps pays for your Prime for this month, so you can get those gifts, those last minute gifts as quick as possible, please just give us a subscribe. And if I haven't noticed and I don't mention it, please don't hesitate to just drop a little message in the chat to let me know that you subscribed, and I will immediately get you that $5 gift card for Amazon. But anyways, I do appreciate everybody tuning in to the stream. My name is Logan, if you didn't hear it earlier. You can also call me the Techgician if you feel so obliged, but Logan is just fine. So today, if you're tuning in for this session, we were going to talk from 12 to 12:30. We got things started a little bit later because I know that the email went out only around 12:05, so that's no problem. Don't worry. We're just going to talk until we finish the topic, or whenever we deem fit to jump over to the Microsoft Teams demo. So when a lot of the time growing up, I studied software engineering when I went to Florida Institute of Technology, and a lot of the time, especially from people that weren't in my major, their biggest concern was that they had a lot of ideas, but they could never actually get them applied because they would either have to spend a lot of money, or they would have to know the right people, and then they would end up losing a lot of their product by incorporating new people to their project, because no software engineer is not, especially for a startup, is not going to see the value. If they see the value in your idea, they're going to want to get some sort of equity, because you're at that point, you're a startup, you're not going to have the money to do it. Now, that's not saying that you guys may be in that same position, but if you are and you don't really want to invest a whole lot of money into something before seeing if it can really have some value into the outside world, because what we deem as a really good idea, sometimes the public just doesn't see it as that way, and a lot of the time it just happens to be timing. Other factors come into play that just affect it, because the same idea that you could have thought of 5 years ago may not have failed then, but someone else can see that idea and now take it and put it into the right market, and it can blast off and become a multi-million-dollar company or our product. So don't get discouraged when you're in a place where you have these ideas, and you know that you don't want to give away a whole lot of your equity to have someone to help build the project. You're not a software engineer, you're not a developer, but you really do see the value in your idea and you want to see it come to life. Well, that does not mean that you need to sell your equity. There's a lot of ways in order to get this job done, and the big key word for that is outsourcing. Now, I can give you guys a couple of ideas as to how outsourcing is used even by software engineers. I personally have a family member that is developing a couple of products, and even though he is a very high-level software engineer, he doesn't have the time to do all the stuff. He doesn't have the expertise in certain areas such as graphical design. He's more on the back end side, which is primarily the functions and how everything functions on what you're seeing. If you open any application and you click a button, the back end is what will address the function for that button. So if you click it and it goes to somewhere else, the back-end side is what made that call, is what did it. But the graphical side is what you're seeing, and a lot of the time that's what we as humans enjoy. That's what draws our attention to anything, is to have a really good quality interface for people to see. People enjoy that. Something too simple and or confusing, people are not going to enjoy. So he realized that is not his expertise, so he's not going to go and pretend to try and get that done on his own, or going to sell his equity for something he knows has a very good value. He's going to outsource. Now, if that is the situation, then guys, if even a software engineer is outsourcing a part of his idea, part of his concept, part of whatever his product, in order to get it done, then you guys should not be worried about doing that either. It should be definitely something that you should be interested in, because it is easy to do nowadays. Before, I would say maybe maybe a little bit more than 5 years ago, it was more difficult to get people that would be willing to do jobs for you. Now, there are a lot of scams out there and people that will offer you a very low rate to do something, but they're going to ask for half of the money first. You give them that half of the money and then they may leave. Now, freelancer.com, which is one that my cousin even recommended to me, is a pretty reliable website. The people that sign up, that do the work and do the jobs, are very reliable, and they are held to some sort of level of accountability by freelancer.com. So you may want to start here if you never did outsourcing before, and that way you can get a little bit of some idea as to who or what are the people that you will be working with or may be working with in the future to get your idea accomplished. But the moral of the whole story, guys, is that you don't want to just say, oh, I have this great idea, I don't have the skills to do it, let me drop it. Don't do that, because you'll be surprised in 5, maybe even less years, someone realizes the same idea that you came up with, makes it happen using the same software that you could have done, same websites that you could have gone on, found the same people that you may have found, and then it turns it into $100,000 company, or a few $100,000, or even $1 million company or product. That is the real picture here. You don't want to just throw away your ideas, because human beings tend to think in similar ways. You may have a very original idea, but that idea may have presented itself due to a situation that you were in, and you would find that someone else may be in a similar situation. It's very unlikely, but it's in this vast world, it's possible. And because of that, you don't want to just throw these ideas away. If you truly see value in your website, in your idea. Now, this is more referring to apps. The website side, freelancer, yes, you can get some people to build your website for you, but there's a lot of beneficial like website creators, I would say, some stuff that help you develop your website, such as Squarespace, which is really useful and stuff like that. So the website portion can be done on your own, but if you wanted it to be done without you having any touching on it at all, there's a bunch of website people that are willing to develop your website for a decent price. Don't be worried about what you're spending. For what you get, you're gonna, whatever you spend, you're gonna get out of it. That's how I look at it. If you truly see the value in your app idea or your website, then you don't want to spend too much money, but you shouldn't be ashamed to spend something that you're gonna get what it's worth. As long as you're making sure that whatever you're spending, you're gonna get back in worth. That's the real deal. So sometimes, you may have a slip up here and there, and that's okay. You may find someone that had a whole lot of talk, says they could do this, they could do that, and then the website just didn't turn out how you like it. That is why you got to do a lot of research. So instead of spending the time just dropping the idea or thinking, let me go find someone to do it for me that I know, just do some research in your area. Website developers, people that use the same Squarespace to develop websites, they just have a little bit more of an act for it. They may be a little bit more creative and have a little bit more of an artistic background. They're able to draw in people, just like how you're looking at this website right now for freelancer.com. It's very, it's subtle colors, like that blue, welcoming blue, with different images, new types of technology, stuff to really engage you and want you to look more into the website. That kind of stuff, some people just have that natural ability to do that when you may not. But that doesn't mean that the company that you're using, that the website is being used for, or your idea or your product doesn't have that value. It could have all the value in the world. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of help to get it done. So don't be afraid of doing the research to find out what can be done to get your idea out there, to make it happen. At the company that I work for, we do have people that develop websites here, and they have almost, I like to say, as much as I studied software engineering, I could not do it. I just don't have the act for making things visually appealing. It's very tedious to me, and it's almost, I just don't know. Like, I know what I like, but I don't know what other people are like. So it's a weird kind of thing. But I see the work that they do, and I'm blown away by it because they're dedicated. So you have to find someone that's passionate about it, and all it takes is a little bit of research. Now, for developing apps, it gets a little bit tricky because there are not a whole lot of I wouldn't want to say there may not be a whole lot of app developing companies in your area. There are going to be a lot more website developing companies in your area. That's just the way it works now. Websites are more relevant, a lot more people are using them, so you're going to see a lot more of them in your area. So that way you can, you know, seek some reviews. That's like beauty of Google reviews, the beauty of Yelp, all those things. You're going to be able to determine if it is a good quality company. And if it's not, and it doesn't have at least, I would say, 100 reviews or multiple websites that they can show you their work. If that is the main thing, guys, make sure they're showing you your work. Then, you know, then you can go ahead with it. Do the research. Get comfortable knowing that it's okay to outsource. Believe in your idea. You don't have to be the only one to make it happen. If you believe in it, talk them down. Talk to them about the price. Talk about what you can afford. Don't go in there just trying to nitpick everything. Come up with a price mentally of how much you think this is worth. Then let them say how much they think it would cost. And then you start to negotiate and say, this is what I can afford. Can you do it for this? And if they can't, well, guess what? Go and find somewhere else. But make sure that wherever else you're going, you're not sacrificing quality for that price. But put websites aside for now. Now we're going to look into a little bit of apps. And, you know, the concept of getting an app developed. Apps are, as I said, more tricky because you're not going to have as much people with apologies, just want to make sure you're not going to have as much people that have companies for app development. Now that's not to say there's a lot out there, but they may not be in your areas. Then it may not be as easy for you to talk to someone in person, which has a lot more value, I think, than talking to someone over the phone or checking their website. Even if you check their reviews, it's still good to go and meet someone face to face and have a discussion as to what you're expecting. Now, if you do have some app developing companies, that's good as well. But a lot of the times they want to really charge you an extreme amount of money. And if you're willing to do that, then be my guest. That's more than okay, as long as you know that you're getting what you deserve for what you're paying. Always is the end result. Make sure that the 3 top points whenever outsourcing anything, your app ideas, your website ideas, is to make sure that whatever you're spending, you're getting in worth. Second is to do your research. And third is to make sure that they have as much evidence of their work as possible. If you can view every website or app they've ever developed, do it, because that will give you an idea as to what you're getting out of these people. Now, if you have an idea for an app and you don't really want to go to a company that you know is either going to want equity or going to want a large amount of sum to create your idea from scratch, try and network a little bit. Before you go into the freelancer and get to the outsourcing, try and network a little bit with who you may know some people, you know. Go to schools. That's I say that all the time. If you have any universities in your area, look and see what degrees they have. If they have any software engineering or graphical design degrees, go and speak with them. Even if they have like a career expos, go to them. Look for the same people that are the same software engineers or same students that are looking to head in these directions. Get a feel for what they can do. Because a lot of the time, one, they're going to do it for really cheap. If you offer them the job for an idea, they're going to do it for really cheap. And they're going to be dedicated and passionate. They're studying that. They're spending a large sum of money or spending a large sum of their time and then spending money later because of loans to get this degree. So that's a really good way. That's like I would say, before you even get to freelance or anything like that, because that's the way to really save money. Find students. Student will work for a little too low. I would know because I was a student, and if anybody came up to me with any idea or concept, I was like, all right, I'll do it. $100, I'll do it. Like, that's just how the mentality is. They're just hungry for the jobs. They're hungry for the opportunities, and you can see that. So get a feel for it. Go to career expos for schools in your area or universities in your area that have software engineering degrees, graphical design degrees, web development degrees, app development degrees. Look for those. This is all about research, guys. These things are not going to fall out the sky. But if you're passionate about your idea for your app or whatever your concept, whatever your product may be, then you'll make it happen. I'm sure of it. Your drive will make it happen. So that's one way to approach it. The next way, if you really want to start from scratch, it's going to be difficult. It's not easy, but that doesn't mean you don't give it up. Freelancer.com is one of the sites you're going to create. I haven't created an account on this, and I don't want to log into my personal personal account. But you want to hire. That's what you want to hire people, right? So here is as simple as this. You're gonna up the name of your project. You can be as I don't know, as incognito as you want, or you can be as something different, but you want to give them, don't give away the name of your, like, you have some catchy name for your app, don't give that away. Give away something a little bit more broad, something that doesn't like sell your whole thing, if you're a little bit conscious of that. But then again, you can also just say the name, because these guys also may have some people on here that are going to snipe your ideas. But that's anywhere you go, no matter what, that's anywhere you go. So then you're going to describe your project, talk about what the app is that you want to develop. And if you have any images or documents, you're going to want to write up stuff. Everything that you're going to do for an app or a website is going to need some sort of level of requirements. Now, I'm talking so fast and I'm starting to lose breath. I swear every single time I eat food and then come here and then start streaming, I just start talking and then I run out of breath. Just give me 2 seconds. Gotta breathe. Take in some deep breaths. Oh boy. That's the passion. If you can't see that, that's the passion. It takes all my breath away. And that's the kind of passion you're going to want to see if you're going for those students, guys. Trust me. And they exist. They really do. So what you're going to do now here, you're going to, when you're developing a project or an idea or a website, you're going to want to have some requirements. Now, that's actually turns out to be one of my favorite classes when I went to school, was requirements engineering, which is pretty much just coming up with every single thing that a product, an app, or a website needs to do and needs to satisfy their user requirements. So here you're going to develop, before you can describe your project, give a little bit of an idea, but to upload files, you're going to want to upload your documents, your requirements. What do you want the app to do? You can't just expect, just to only use verbal talk. That doesn't work when it comes to really building out an idea. These people that you're going to be possibly hiring are going to need a lot more than just a conversation. They're going to need details that they can refer back to whenever they're doing something. They need to make sure that when they do one thing, that it doesn't break another thing, and it's both is satisfying possibly to user requirements if possible. So, as I said, a user requirement is whatever the website does. This right here, uploading a file. This is pretty much, this entire thing is a user requirement, allowing me to be able to enter the name of my project, the concept of my project, and then to be able to upload files. These are all user requirements, and that is what you're going to build out for your project, your idea, your app, whatever that may be. So you're going to come up with a list of that stuff. Say, I need it to, let's say you have an idea for, let's see, come up with an idea on the spot. You guys can have it. Let's think, a really cool one is, this is a good idea. You can have it if you like, but it's a little bit more difficult to make. So if you imagine having a program, a software that can take a picture, analyze the picture, and then determine where the picture was taken. I think they may have this, it may have been developed recently, but same concept. So the user requirements for that are going to be, you're going to always want to have some sort of account-based systems where they can make an account, have a username, all that kind of stuff, because it helps you when you're trying to possibly expand your project, sell your project or app, all those things. You're going to have like a user-based system, like a database that's holding all of your users, which is also a user requirement that you're going to have to include. These guys that you will be talking to, you may not have the expertise or the understandings that they may have, but they can interpret what you mean. So you say, I want to be able to have a user login, and I want to be able to access all of those users at any point in time. Well, they're going to know that whatever the users are created is going to write to a database file, or just a file that's going to be that you can export and get all of those user info. And that way, with their email, all that information, so that you're then able to contact them further, invite them to other opportunities. If they stop using your product, you're able to reach out to them and convince them that, hey, we do this, we have this new feature, start using it. But so you're going to say you want them to start with you want to be able to create a user, enter their email, enter a password, create an account. That's the first thing you're going to want to start with. Next thing, obviously, if they're going to be able to have to tell where a picture was taken, they're going to have to be able to upload that picture. So one of the user requirements is ability to upload a picture. The next requirement, which is not really so straightforward, because there's a lot of algorithmic stuff that's going to have to go in. And when I say an algorithm, I'm referring to they're going to have to develop in some sort of way to calculate or to determine where the picture was taken. But it is a requirement. So don't use like, my idea isn't as simple as it would be, but it's a really cool concept and I do like it. And I actually had it from years ago. I don't know if they probably did develop it because I thought I saw something similar to it. And from that, you know, you just have 3 basic user requirements, and those requirements are going to start there. But those requirements, the more that you see the project developing and you're talking to people and you're uploading these stuff, you're going to be in conversation. After you upload those files and you go to the next portion of it, let me see, I can just put at least 10 characters. That's 10 characters. Is that not 10 characters? With one less. And then, you know, you're going to get into, then it gets into the logo side. So you're going to do that part, but I'm telling you guys, no matter what your user requirements, all that information is going to constantly expand as you're creating the product, but you're going to want to still restrict it. Make sure that you're not doing anything that is not necessary. Sometimes the more stuff you add to any project or any idea that you have, any app idea, it's just going to complicate things, and then it may end up costing you a lot more money, or it may end up resulting in the project just not being able to be accomplished, which you don't want, especially if you've started already. So limit your requirements, understand what is the true core features that you need, and then from that you can always build. Once you deploy, you can always, you know, get feedback from customers, from users, and then constantly improve. App management and software management is primarily probably the biggest field in software, because you can develop anything, but every piece of software requires to be managed, to update, to develop, fix bugs, to fix things, to add features, all those kind of stuff. But so I just made a quick example. I put like, choose a name for your project, put example, and then blah blah blah, and then it's going to ask you what skills are required. So in this case, it's going to be mobile app development. Simple as that. Get to the next. And then you can add suggested skills, you know, if you want it for HTML5, Android. I'm going to, you know, all of these are pretty, you may not realize that, but like, you may not understand what you need to put here for just suggested skills, but you'll see that whoever picks up on your idea and is interested, you can talk with them before you hire them and guarantee and pay them any money. You can get an idea as to what they may need, and they can speak with you and see what, you know, what it is you need. But you're gonna have to do some sifting. There's gonna be a lot of people on here that are trying to make money, just like you're trying to get your idea done. So make sure that you're finding the right person. Once again, get copies of their work. Always look at what they have done. That is the best way to start. And don't pay everything up front. Never do that. So I'm just gonna click iPhone and Android, because those are primarily the biggest app-based platforms that are used today. Android is probably the biggest and easiest to develop because it is so widely used, and they have a lot more developing software for that. iPhone is pretty strict, but the beauty of some apps is you can make a web application, and that allows it to work on both iPhones and Androids. But once again, we'll get into that later. Or, you know, you can talk to them about whoever it is that you've chosen to help you with your idea. So you're going to receive free quotes, post a project. So here it starts to get a little nitpicky, where it's talking about, you know, you want to pay a fixed price, you want to pay by the hour. Hourly work is may add up to being a little bit more, but it may also give you an idea as to how much these things are going to cost, and how much overall what you could limit yourself to having in your app. And if you pay a fixed price, you may end up, you know, biting off more than you can chew, or they may end up biting off more than they can chew, and that's not what you want. You don't want to ever pay a fixed price and then someone realizes that they just can't get the job done. But I'm gonna put pay by the hour. So this is 15 standard, 15. You can they have a bunch of different ones, basic, moderate. So it's gonna cost money regardless, and these things do take a large amount of money. A very small project, a medium project, they give you some sort of idea as how big they are. So if you were just doing something simple, the idea I gave is not too simple. Let's say you wanted an app that can allow people to pay cover charge for any any bars that they go into or any clubs that has a works with a lot of companies, a lot of bars or clubs, and allows them to pay a cover charge through their app. They're, you know, the companies themselves, you know, they have access to the app. They're, well, not only have access to the app, but they have access to the database of users, stuff like that. You make deals with those companies. That could be a relatively large project, which is not that terrible when you say $3,000 to $5,000. It may seem like a large sum of money, guys, but in the long run, if your app idea is something that you truly are inspired by and truly see the value in it, then you shouldn't be so hesitant to say, okay, that's, you know, going to cost some money. But $3,000 to $5,000 is not that bad. So, free to post, your project will go live instantly and start receiving bids. Recruiter project recommended. We'll assign one of your expert staff to help you find the perfect freelancer. Now, this I would also do, just because Freelancer is a really good website. They have great customer support. But, and sorry, before I get caught up, let me make sure I put this website in the chat here for you guys in case you also want to check it out. My apologies for not doing that sooner. But yes, well, wouldn't let me put it, I guess, because it's a thing. Let me see if I can do it the other way. 1 second, guys. For some reason, it doesn't let me. I'm going to post it. Oh, it's really not letting me do it. So, guys, just go to Freelancer. That's pretty much the name. You're just going to go to freelancer.com, and then you're going to end up here and start filling it out. Now, what I was saying was, in regards to finding a recruiter project, I kind of recommend that. You know, it's $9.50. But there are going to be a lot of people on here that are trying to get money. They're trying to get jobs. They're hungry for work, but they may not also have the expertise to get it done. And having that little bit of reassurance that this website itself is going to dedicate someone to helping find and make sure that the guy that that you're getting is, or girl that you're getting, is going to get the job done. It just adds that little bit of reassurance, which I kind of agree with. So this is how it's going to work. Pretty much as simple as that. Once you post your project, then, if you are including to use the recruiter project, because you're not technically paying for anything until you agree. There's this, you're paying $9.50 for, so it's gonna charge you that. Excuse me. But if you paid for the free, not paid for the free. If you selected the free option here, it's just going to post your thing. You wouldn't agree to make any payments until people have picked up on your idea or your project and being like, oh, I can get that done. And then they're going to end up in having a conversation. You're going to need to eventually make an account. Once you do this, it's most likely going to ask me to make an account. If I chose this, it's going to ask me to make that account. But I don't know if I want to go ahead and post. See, I knew it was going to do that. So you're going to make an account, join a freelancer, get your project out there. Sometimes, guys, this may be, you may not even want to give the whole details about your project or your app, but you can easily do something that's similar. Make your account, look for people, and then start getting into contact with people and start feeling out what it is that they have to offer. You know, I'm not going to sit down here and pretend like I can try and teach you how to develop an app. That's something that can take you forever, and it's something that not even I could have the expertise to do, because as I said earlier, if you guys didn't hear, I can't do the graphical side of it. You know, I understand what I like, but making things super appealing to people is just something that's a little bit foreign to me. I can do the functions and stuff like that, but the how it looks is really foreign for me to get someone to really be engaged by the app that I'm doing, or, you know, the project that I'm doing. So don't be discouraged. This way you can get an idea, get a feel, talk to these people, see what they can do, and then you could even shut down that project and then actually post the real project and reach out to the same people that you spoke with earlier. And that way you found who you thought could really work. So that's one of the websites, freelancer.com. I highly recommend it if you are wanting to get some stuff done. If you want to get an app idea done from scratch, and this is even if they give you the option to also do it as if you aren't looking to get something exactly from scratch. This is from a whole project. If you just wanted to do a bits and pieces of something, like you needed to get a logo for your company. Guess what? They do that here too. You may want to end up paying per the hourly rate, because you'll end up spending a little bit less, or I'm not going to say that. may end up wanting to pay full price for something as simple as a logo, and then you're gonna get to talk. You're gonna see what they do. Always check for references, guys. This is I can't say it enough. You'd be surprised how much people go on these websites, get someone to do some work for them, and then like realize that the work is just not what they were looking for, and that's because they just didn't get the evidence of what their previous work looked like. So always look for that. But see how simple this is to really post a whole project. You can just post something that you've always thought of, and just you may not even pay for it yet. You just want to get ideas to if other people see value in it. You're going to notice how much people are picking up your project. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. That's simple. That's fun. That's easy. Let me just jump on that project. That could also help you see the value in your project. Maybe, the more people that are going to be willing to jump on it, the more people that see the value in, because these guys are dedicated. These guys are motivated. Most of them, I'm going to say 80%, because again, some guys here are just trying to make money. So they're just trying to do what they can to get by. But a lot of them are not. A lot of them are passionate, and that's what you're going to want to look for. Now, this is if you go that route. I do still say start with the schools. Students work for dirt cheap, and they are incredibly passionate and motivated. The only thing is you're going to have to compensate for the fact that they have school, and some of them are lazy. That's just the way the world works, but there's also lazy developers as well. So it's a hit or miss. I do recommend starting with, just go to school expos. Go to schools and that maybe you have friends that go there, or siblings that go there, or kids that go there. Get ideas from them. Talk to them. See who they can work. Network. Networking is by far the biggest advantage I gained from school, was being able to talk to people and find out who did what and who did best at this and that, and getting stuff done. So that's my first recommendation. If you guys don't like that, freelancer.com is just booming. I highly recommend taking a look at it. Now, I'm not going to jump over to Teams, because I did want to look into this MIT app developer. App inventor. It was pretty cool. Let me see if I can get that organized really quickly for you guys. Also, if you do like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know. Shoot me a message and let me know if you are interested. You do see the value in what I'm talking about today. It really does help motivate me a little bit more than usual. But I am still pretty passionate regardless, if you guys couldn't tell by the lack of oxygen that I'm managing to take in. Alrighty. If you guys are having trouble hearing me, sorry, let me move this down. In order for me to kind of be a little bit hands-free, I gotta talk with the mic like this. So let me do that. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you can't. I'm gonna have to talk a little bit closer to the mic. I don't mind doing that either. But alrighty, so let's look at this. I've actually never, this was like, I only saw, my boss had recommended looking at this during our discussion. It's a MIT, the famous MIT, if you most likely heard of that university, which is also, guys, if you're close to that university, which is, I'm pretty sure in Massachusetts. Yeah, I think so. And if it is, and you're near that area, guess what? Go to that school. These guys are good quality students, and they'll probably work for really cheap. And they're passionate. They're motivated. You got to find those qualities in whoever it is that's trying to create your idea. But once again, I'm just going to focus on the fact is, do not drop your app or website ideas because you just don't have the skills to do it. There are people that have these skills, and if you're willing to pay a little bit of money, you can get the job done, and you can feel happy in knowing that you created something that you've always saw value in, and then potentially the same thing could start bringing in a massive amount of revenue that you're just not even used to. And it's worth it, in my opinion. It's wholeheartedly worth it. Now, let me make sure I've covered. Yes. So in the email, you would have seen that it was like, learn how to use the MIT app builder, no coding knowledge required. I wouldn't stress to say that there's like none, but it is easier. So let's see. Start a new project. Project name. I don't know. My first my first app idea, and I forgot the E. Lovely. What can you do? So guys, you're gonna want to go to appinventor.mit.edu. Let me see if I can post that. Probably can't, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see. So you're just gonna want to go to appinventor.mit.edu. That let me say that one. Interesting. I guess there's no bias against educational websites, apparently. Thank you, Google. I also didn't get a touch on Amazon Turk. I'm gonna try and get onto that in a little bit, but I'm talking a lot. This is why I told you guys I can't stick to this 12 to 12:30 schedule. I'm just gonna get impassioned and start talking and never end up covering everything I'm supposed to cover. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But the reason that we said that there was really no knowledge, no knowledge about coding that you needed was because a lot of it is just dragging and dropping. So you can have any button. So they have buttons here. They have checkboxes, date pickers, images. All of these things you're able to just drag and drop. So let's see, text for label. Put it in the center. Are you able to edit the... How do you edit it? How do you edit the... What's in it? So, text for label. So let's check the text and let's put testing, and it changes. Look how easy that was. This is pretty cool. It's my first time actually using it, guys, but it's pretty cool. I just know about it. We walked through it on Friday, but it's pretty cool, MIT. So in this way, you know, this is actually really beneficial for you guys to do the same stuff that we just talked about on freelancer.com. You can now use this to give a kind of a rough draft as to how you want your website, how you want your app to look, what you want. You may not be able to do all the crazy back end stuff, which is like, you know, what the calculations, how it performs this, how it performs that, but at least you can give an idea for when you're uploading to your job, your project to Freelancer, that you're able to upload some kind of idea as to what it should look like. That way the people that are contacting you have a rough idea as to what kind of layout you want. You can also mention to them that, hey, I built this, so please don't make it look exactly like that, improve on it, but this is what I have thought of initially. So I actually just realized I just put the connections with that. That's really beneficial. So, and if you guys are having trouble hearing me, I do apologize. So that's cool. Let's see if we can drop it in the middle. It's gonna go over here. Let's see if we can right align it here. Center, height, automatic width, visible, turn it off and on. Oh, cool. How can I check the... How do I change the margins? Has margins. Oh, left text alignment, center. That's not what that did. That's the text alignment. I want the label. I'm not gonna get super into it because I'm gonna get particular. I could change the font. All right, well, we'll leave it at that. So you could do a list, you know, a list picker. So we do the title. Choose how you would like to outsource your idea. Did that do that? I don't think that did that. So we're gonna add a button. This button is gonna be freelancer.com. Add another button. And this is why, guys, I cannot do the graphical side. It's just, this looks so bad, but just bear with me, okay? You may be a little bit more inept to have this skill. You may be able to do this kind of stuff. I can do the backs, I can do what it does, like the functions of it, but really and truly when it comes to making it look pretty, oh my god, it's terrible. It really is terrible. So the text for this button, this is gonna be, let's try mturk.com. Let's add another one, and this one is going to be school expos. Yeah, so now we're gonna try and figure out how we do the functions of the buttons. So how do we do the functions of the buttons? Let's see what the button picker says. They clear as many aspects of the parent be changed. More information. So it's cool. This website actually gives you a whole lot of idea as to how to get things working for it. So a button, the ability to detect clicks, many aspects of its appearance can be changed, as well as whether it is clickable. Enabled can be changed in the designer or blocks edit. So we have clickable. Do you see clickable here? How do you add that component? We'll see. Checkbox, supersize. You see, this is why I didn't want to say you had to have no knowledge to doing this, because you do need a little bit of it, but it's fun to play around with and get an idea as to what's going on. But still, to build that front page for your app that you could then go to this website here and drop it on there and upload that file is just very easy to do. So at least you can do some sort of like drop your images and all that kind of stuff, how you want it to look. You may have like a logo that you already have for your company and you want to make it into an app. Well, you can just upload that, drop it here. You know, they say upload the media right here, all that kind of cool stuff. So let's see what else they have. Sensors. Oh, wow. They have an accelerometer sensor. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty cool. Maps. You can add the map to it. What? That is cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, it is Massachusetts. I was correct. Yeah. That's really cool. So yeah, guys, this is stuff that you can all play around with and then build some really cool and interesting things. And then use that when you're you know, want to send to this same site here. I think this is incredible. That's the perfect package in my opinion. I would most wholeheartedly say that you guys should look into doing this. If you have an app idea, go to appinventor.mit.edu, start playing around with it. Just spend some time, guys. This is your idea. This is what you have to do to make it happen. You got to be driven by your idea. It's the only way. No one else is going to make it happen but you. And if you're also willing to spend money to it, then have the drive to get this part done. So play around with this. Go on appinventor.mit.edu. Create the first page. Just create how it should look. The first thing that people should see when they jump on to your website. Onto your app. So you can have horizontal. I don't even know what that is. Cool. But do that, yeah, so that you can build whatever they see first. That way you can save this, even take a screenshot of this, and then upload that file right here. Give these guys an idea as to what you like. But you can, and don't forget, you're going to be in conversation. Whenever you drop this, guys, don't think that this is it. You're just dropping this, someone's going to pick it up and get it done. You're going to be in conversation. You're going to be literally hiring somebody. It's like you're an owner of your idea. This is your intellectual property. You're going to talk with them. You're going to negotiate. You're going to talk pricing. You're going to talk hours. You're going to talk time frame. Get an idea as to how long it's going to take from them. They're the only people that may be able to tell you. But I highly recommend doing the recruiter project, because that way you're going to get some sort of guarantee that whoever's picking up your project is going to have the skill set to do it. The freelancer knows that they can and is only going to recommend if they know that. So that's pretty much what I could recommend for getting into developing some apps. They're also, for the websites, I didn't jump into the websites too much, but the websites are the same stuff. You can pay for the website development here as well. So what skills are required? Let's see, website design. Right here, you can start here as well. But then there's also certain things that you can use to develop your own website if you wanted to get an idea. Once again, similar to how we just did the MIT App Inventor, you can go onto Squarespace templates, or just Squarespace, and create and play around. Create a website for yourself. Make some stuff. Make it happen. Do different things. Online stores, art and design. Figure out what you want. They have standard templates. Build that out. Take screenshots and then go straight to Freelancer and make it something different than whatever Squarespace. Turn it from Squarespace into your space. That's how to do that. I really see the benefit in using both of these. Get an idea, build out what you want, stick to your user requirements, build out your documents you need to talk about what product you're making. And by talk, you need to more do than just actually speak. You need to type it up so that whenever you're sending it to anybody or speaking with anybody that you want to have a second dialogue with, that you can send them, you can email them your user requirements, your MIT App Inventor template that you built out that you want it to look similar to, your Squarespace template that you built out. All of those things are going to help them get an idea so that when they create this project for you and create this app or create this website, you're getting exactly what you asked for. But pretty much that's about it for that. We actually spoke for about an hour or a little bit less regarding that. We haven't even talked to teams yet, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to go and take a quick bathroom break, and we'll be right back in about, I would think, 2 minutes. So just hold on tight, don't jump out the chat, please. I really enjoy you guys spending time in here and talk, and being interested in what I'm talking about. It makes me feel passionate and drives me more. So please stay in chat, don't run away. I'll be right back. And then we're going to be talking into doing some Microsoft Teams. So if you guys are interested in improving the communication in your workplace, or you're developing a project, you have a group of people for the same stuff we're talking now, and you want to keep in tune, you want to help everybody get on the same page and be able to communicate because everybody has different jobs, set up appointments, set up meetings, then you're going to want to tune in to see the demo for Teams, because Teams can do exactly that for you. But I'm going to be right back. Thank you so much. Alrighty, so I'm back. Took a few deep breaths because I needed to. Just to think that I was supposed to get through all of that in 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes. And I had to speak so fast and to get it done in an hour. I just want, I used every ounce of my breath to get it done. But pretty much that wraps up getting to develop your own stuff. You can do this. This is the era of just software, just technology in general, and there's so much opportunities out there. You can make a lot of your ideas happen. So don't worry about the skill set you may have. There's people out there with those skill sets that are looking to get paid, and if you got the motivation, the money to put behind your product, then do it. Get it done. And if you don't, remember what I said, go to universities. Students work for dirt cheap. Get it done. Even for internship opportunities, they'd be doing it. I would know because I did it. So do what you can. If they're willing to do, as I don't even know. I can't even tell you guys, man, how much times I was willing to do a project for free for somebody just for an opportunity, the little extra oomph that could possibly have gotten me an internship. I was willing to do it for. So if you don't want to pay a lot of money, go to some universities, go to some expos, talk to kids. You don't have to set up a booth or anything like that. You're going to see students there. I say kids, my apologies. You're kids. You're going to see students there because most of the time you're not going to be hiring anybody under the age of 18. But you're going to see students there that are going to be highly motivated. Look for the web developers. Look for the app developers. Just look for software engineers or computer science majors. These are the people that you're going to be able to approach, especially if you have a company already and or you work for somewhere that you have a lot of pull for. Be like, yeah, I can get you an internship here, but how willing are you to, how motivated are you to put together a team that can get me a project done? And I'm willing to pay you this and this much. And by this and this much, I mean dirt cheap. And you'll get it done. Make the effort, guys. This is all up to you. This is your world. This is your opportunities. Just grab them. Don't shut that. The whole point of this whole beginning session was pretty much to just convince you into not just shutting down an idea because you don't have the skill sets. Don't ever do that. You can have the best idea in the world and not even know it. You can have the next multi-billion-dollar idea. You can have an idea that someone's could purchase for you for $200,000, and guess what? Take it. Even if they turn that $200,000 idea into $200 million. You don't feel that bad about that because they had the resources to do so. But that should only make you feel even better to know that you had a great idea. Just takes that extra bit of effort. So we wrapping up that. Now we're going to head into doing a little bit of a Teams demo. And then I'm going to jump over to do my live support. I have some stuff that I have to do today. Got some tickets to answer. And guys, don't forget we do free IT support here too. So if you do have any issues with any of your computers, any of your software that you're using, let me know and we can do the research for you. And I can do the research that you may not be able to do. Because sometimes, it's just a matter of how you word things when you research them. And I help you get the problem resolved. Or I may have dealt with a similar issue and could just tell you the steps to take to try and resolve it, or just give you a little bit of advice. Sometimes you just need that, because at the end of the day, a lot of these computers that seem broken or stuff that seems broken just needs a little bit of attention, and then it's no longer broken. Instead of just, once again, similar to throwing away your idea. Don't throw away something just because it seems broken. Give it that second chance. Save your money where you can, or recycle. That's always an option. Don't throw away. I'd always say just recycle your machineries. There's a bunch of, you'll find out how much junkyards they have that just take computer equipment. It's ridiculous. I think in Tampa here, there's 2 different ones. Yes, I'm in Tampa. Not worried to say where I am currently residing. But yeah, so let's look at Teams now. So if you guys haven't used Microsoft Teams before, I highly recommend it. Now, Teams, I have only been introduced in the past 6 or 7 months. Was the first time I started using Microsoft Teams. Before that, throughout university, I was using many a different software to communicate with whatever team I had. Team projects are just I think the staple for all universities, because it helps build a lot of team building skills and project building skills and all that stuff, which really help you in the workplace, because you got to learn that most things are not done on your own. It's done in a group with a group effort. So having a group and stuff like that was always something that I was introduced to during university. But in order for us to get things done, we couldn't only rely on just texting and doing meetings, in-person meetings, because a lot of the time, especially when we got towards my senior year, it was very difficult to get people to get the time to sit down together. It was easier for us to have one meeting in person and then go 3 weeks without having a meeting, because we had labeled out the tasks and we were able to communicate using some form of software. Now, I think we used, a lot of the time it was Slack, which is Microsoft Teams' #1 competitor. But when I really compare the two, it's a little baffling as to how they're even competitors, because Teams just blows it out the water. It's like Teams is like Skype, Discord, and Slack and WhatsApp, everything put into one. It's being constantly developed. Microsoft has decided on shutting down Skype for Business and Skype in the next year or two, just so that they can focus more on Microsoft Teams. That's to just tell you guys how much more of like the go and push for this is. I don't think Google Hangout has the can compete with this, even though I love Google products. I love, Google Docs. I love all those kind of stuff because it's free and easy to use, and easy for people to collaborate with, which I used throughout all of my school. I used Google Docs because having the ability for everybody to be able to jump on the same project was really easy in Google Docs. But then Microsoft Teams has that same feature that you can do as well. So it's just, Microsoft is not wasting any time. They're constantly pushing on it. So if you guys haven't heard of it, I highly recommend even just watching videos about it, getting to learn about what is Teams, especially if you guys are already using Office 365. And when I mean Office 365, I mean like you already have licenses to Word, Outlook, Excel, SharePoint, all those things. If you already have access to it, you probably have access to Teams and you don't even know it. Start using it, because it is not something to waste. It's by far probably my favorite feature for Office 365. No, it is my favorite feature for Office 365 actually, and second to that would probably be Microsoft Flow, which is pretty cool, but that's like kind of like, it's not really coding related, but it is some sort of level of understanding how to connect apps and stuff like that. I won't get into that now because that's something that I do want to bring up later on in the stream, maybe, I don't know, sometime, not next week because we'll be during a holiday, possibly in the new year. I do want to do that because Microsoft Flow is really cool and I liked using it. I've enjoyed using it. But not to get off topic too much, as I like to do a lot because my brain goes at 1,000,000 beats per second. Teams, Microsoft Teams. I love it. Really start to use it. So I was gonna talk more. I was gonna look into a couple of other stuff, but I think I should just jump in and show you guys what it's all about. I'm not gonna be to spend too much time on it because I already am pushing. But guess what? If you comment in the chat right now that you want me to spend as much time on Microsoft Teams, guess what? I'm gonna scrap whatever it is I have to do and get it done. But you need to comment that. You need to let me know that's what you want. And drop a subscribe, guys. We're literally giving away $5 gift cards for every new subscriber we get for the next 10 subscribers. All you have to do is click that little red button there and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It won't do anything, but it'll give you $5. If anything, it costs me something, but I want you to do it. We're giving away those $5 Amazon gift cards, and in the season of giving, that's what we want to do. And we also want to help you guys get that Amazon Prime so that those last minute gifts you can get before Christmas. God knows I need to get some for my significant other, and I'm running behind on those as well. So I mean, if you don't take it, I may end up subscribing to myself and taking that $5 gift card and going to get my Prime all set up for that. But anyways, so I'm gonna jump straight into it, but if you guys don't comment, I'm gonna take a little bit longer, but I don't see any comments coming out, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna go through some of the demo for it. So just give me a second. I got to sign out of my actual Teams account because I can't really show you guys using my own Teams for work, but I can use the demo that we have created. So just let me go ahead and do that really quickly. Bear with me. I never remember the password for this. Ah, boy. Let's see. I know I have it somewhere here. Oh, jeez. What is it? Oh, no. I know what it is. No. Notepad. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. Alrighty. Let's give it a shot. Guys, I swear, In the day of security, passwords are so important, but it is so impossible to remember every password. That's why you gotta really just use some two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. So, and speaking of multi-factor authentication, because I attempted to sign in, if you guys can see right there, I get a notification, you have received a sign-in verification request. I'm opening, and I'm going to select approve. Approve. Good stuff. Alrighty, so I'm signed in now to our demo account for Teams. I'm going to show you guys some of the quick and easy features to get started. So let's make sure that's off, that's off. Can't do that twice in a row, that'd be upsetting. So delete the team. Okay. So this is Microsoft Teams, guys. This is pretty much what it's going to look like when you first create it. Not going to have a whole lot of stuff in it until you start populating it. But let's get it started. So, however, if you do know anybody that has already created a team and you're trying to join their team, they're going to have a team code that you can just enter and you'll be able to jump right into their team. But if you're starting from scratch, let's go ahead and create a team. It's going to come up as simple as this, guys. So let's create a team. So the team name is going to be, let's call it Team Microsoft Teams Demo. And the description is going to be demonstrating. I always have to say demonstrating when I'm typing it. Just like Wednesday. Demonstrating how to begin using Microsoft Teams and accessing some of its features. And I'm going to make it a private so I'm a team owner, so I'll be able to add people to this team. So we created a team, add members. We're going to skip this because boo-hoo, I'm all alone in my team right now. But that's not to say that you guys will be alone. I'm pretty sure you won't be alone. So we're going to skip that part for now. So we've created our first team. Now, that's not the only team you can have. This is just one team. I can go ahead and create much more than just this one team if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. Teams right here. Oh, it's not letting me do that. Am I lying? Oh, right here. So right down here, you're gonna see join or create a team. You can create as many teams as you want. So you can have demo 2. Create that next. Skip. So it's not limited to how much teams you can have. So you can actually have, if you have a company and you have like a marketing, a sales, a admin, all those kind of stuff, you can create teams like specifically for that, which is super beneficial, guys. But I'm only going to stick with one team right now, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this team. I understand everything will be deleted. That's more than okay. So let's get her started. So now this is your team. So you'll add members, you can add people to your team, or you can create channels in your team. So if you have one team that's like a broad team, you want the name of your company, and then you, instead of adding multiple teams in that same thing, not in that team, but instead of having multiple teams, you can just have one team that is going to be, I don't know, Microsoft. That's the name of the company. I wish that was my company, but it's not. So we're going to add channels within that teams instead within that team. So we can add, let's add a channel, and we're going to call this one marketing. And then, so that's one channel. We have a general channel, which is always going to have a general one. Let's create another one for, let's say sales. Let's create one for admin. And it's pretty much that simple. You're then going to be able to add people. This is the general, your team. You're going to be able to add people to your team. Once you have people added, you could then have chats with them, private conversations that if you need to reach out to anybody in your company, anybody in your team, that you're going to be able to reach out to. So that's pretty useful. Next thing that's really cool is you can have meetings. So you can have 15 people in your teams, and you can set up schedule a meeting that everybody's going to go to. The beauty of this being a Microsoft product is it's also going to be connected to your Outlook calendar. So if you create a schedule for a meeting in here, it's synced with your Outlook, and it's going to show up in there as well. They're going to get that notification. So you can create a team. Let's schedule a meeting for, let's say, title is going to be meeting to this. Oh, what did I do? I don't know. Let's go back. Meeting to discuss using Microsoft Teams in the workplace. So Microsoft Teams meeting location. Let's set it for us today. Let's set it for time is 1:30. So let's set it for 1:30, which is almost here. Standard Pacific time. No. We're in Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna say US Eastern Standard Time. I don't know. Details, please. Important. And then you select the channel. So this may be something that you want for everybody. So you can select the whole team here. So you're gonna select general, which should have everybody in it. Or you can select, if you just wanted to have a meeting for your sales department or your marketing department, like we just created, you can just say, okay, this is a meeting for marketing. You're the head, you're the owner of this company, and you just want to get an update as to what your marketing department is doing. So you create a team and say important. Need to discuss, oh, well, I have caps lock on, so let me fix that. Need to discuss current marketing strategies. So we're going to schedule this. So this meeting has been scheduled. Now, anybody that would have been in that marketing department or that I would have added specifically to this channel, because I can go and add people to this channel. Well, I'm going to add it here. How do I do that now? Edit this channel. No, that's not what I want to do. Where is? You're gonna fall. I hope you guys can hear everybody going on outside there. Don't mind, I'm streaming in here. They're just screaming. Bunch of crazy hooligans. But yeah, so they're gonna be added to this. So anybody that's in this marketing channel is going to be able to is gonna get this notification for this meeting. Once they have this meeting scheduled, and let's join it. So this meeting will come up for them, and then they can just join the meeting. So let's join it. Boom. So now you're going to have to make sure you can either have your webcam on, you can have your webcam off, you can have your mic on, you can have your mic off, and you're going to join it now. So I'm joining the meeting right now. It's only going to be me in the meeting, but people can then start hopping in. It was as simple as that. Now you can actually, have messages, show that everybody can have a different screen. You can share your screen, guys. I can go ahead and share my screen with this is sharing this screen right now. So if you're the leader of the group, the leader. If you're the team's owner and you wanted to have a PowerPoint or something like that, or since it's a marketing channel or something like that, you want to have the head of marketing, head of your marketing department, have a PowerPoint to explain their strategies of what they've been doing, their new strategies. Guess what? He can share his screen in that meeting. That will allow, so you're going to see that will allow everybody to follow along with his PowerPoint, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to turn that off. You can add a video. I can add my webcam. They really can't see. Oh, I don't know why. I guess because my webcam is being used for this, so it can't do that. But yeah, it's pretty much that easy. You have people. Then you can also start adding other people in this meeting. You're going to be able to see who else is in there. So if you see that some people are just from a different department, you're like, okay, my marketing, they had a conversation with someone in my sales department who gave them a certain idea for something. Let me go and add them. You can add them even though they're not a part of the marketing. You can go and add them to the team. They'll jump in, they'll join, they can have their mic on, they can have their webcam on. You can have these conversations that is so simple and seamless. It's just all working through your Office 365 suite already. So guys, if you already have Office 365, you're wasting time not using Microsoft Teams. It is the most powerful, in my opinion, besides Outlook, because of how much emails we obviously use as a business, or any business rather. You can just go ahead and just as seamless as that, add a meeting, create a meeting, automatically syncs up with people's Outlook calendars. They get the notification, they jump in the meeting, all they have to click is join. They're in the meeting. everything's ready. The head of the meeting can share their screen, can show a PowerPoint, can display a PowerPoint. Simple as that. Now, that's not the only thing you can do, guys. You can have conversations, private chats with anybody in your team. Talk with them. Also, let me end this call in that meeting. You can add them. You can talk with them privately, upload a document, and actually edit the document together, similar to Google Docs. If you guys have ever seen Google Docs, where you're able to join the same document, start editing. You can see who's editing where due to the color of the cursor. You can now do that in Microsoft Teams, guys. This thing has so many benefits. Then if you go to the teams that you actually created, you can go ahead and look, you have files. Everybody can upload files, share their files, create a wiki that will explain what's going on, meeting notes, which is new. So if you're currently having that meeting, you can then have someone that like a secretary or a recording secretary, someone just recording what's happening in the meeting, can go ahead and make notes to keep you guys on point as to what went on. So afterwards, anybody that missed the meeting could then check it out. Now, speaking of that, I didn't even mention the sickest part of it all. You can not only have someone to transcribe and write whatever went down, you can also play meetings over. So you can save and record a meeting. So that way that anybody that wasn't able to jump in the meeting could then jump in and see, or could watch the meeting after the fact. Get an update. Maybe they were out sick. Guys, it's endless the amount of stuff that they have here. Create as much things. These are all connectors. You can add documents. You can add a document here. So you add a document library. You want to use SharePoint. You want to just add anything like that. Guys, this stuff has so much different features that you can play around with. It's almost endless, seamless. It's incredible. I love Teams so much. Guys, look at this. You can add, let me see. Something I saw that was really cool the other day. Oh yeah, you can even add social media. So speaking of marketing, right? Let's see, where was it? I saw Twitter here not too long ago. Where was Twitter? Let's see, Twitter. I guess it's not on this. That's connectors. So this is adding tabs. Let's go and add a connector. Where was the connectors? Oh, where was it? Hello? Darn it. Where is it? I know this is apps, but I want to add connectors. Okay, so here we go. So now you can add connectors. So let's look for Twitter. So you can add Twitter. So if you add Twitter to your marketing team, which literally just needs to get as much information about who's saying what, if you have a hashtag maybe for your company and you want to see all the inputs of all that and upload it in one general place that everybody can see, not only the marketing department. So if you want to be able to check in and see what people are saying about you, what hashtag is being used for your company, you can add this feature, install it, and set it up. And by setting up, it's then going to give you the option to sign in. So you're going to configure it. It's going to log in. You're going to log into your Twitter account. You're going to continue. You're going to authenticate. You're going to log into Twitter, all that stuff. And then you have a Twitter account for your company. You're then going to be able to see all posts that are made from you. You will not be able to post out. I haven't tested it actually, so I can't say guarantee that you'll be able to make posts through Teams, but you can be able to check all the updates about whoever's tweeting about your company. Now you can not only do this with Twitter, you can do this with Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms, guys. Teams is booming. I love this stuff. And I really want to go into this more, but supposed to talk for a little bit less. I don't know if you guys are interested in me continuing. Just send me a message. Let me know in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know, and I'll push back whatever it is I have to do. Just give me 1 second, just making sure I just check my schedule for today to make sure I'm not missing anything from extending this conversation today. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I want to continue talking about Teams because it just gets me super like enthusiastic about it, guys. I love Microsoft Teams. This is literally, I would tell people that if you don't use Office 365, I would get Office 365 just for Teams. That's how it's just endless, and it's constantly being worked on. Microsoft is adding more new features all the time. And as one of my topics that I will want to add in the stream is talking about how keeping up to date with the products you're using and the updates they make helps you so much, keeping the loop as to what new stuff is coming. Microsoft Teams pretty much has, like, I think every week or once a month at least, they have a video out, they let a video out to talk about the updates that they've had for Teams. And that's super cool because I stay into it all the time, and I found out about this connectors through that actually, which is really beneficial for marketing and sales. Like this, having this ability to add your social media accounts is just it's almost amazing. It's seamless. It really is. But guys, I'm gonna be right back because I want to make sure don't have any appointments, and I can't check here for some reason. I'm gonna check over on my computer, so I'm gonna be right back. Do not run away. I appreciate you guys staying in the stream for so long. It's been awesome. I've had a great time talking about all these topics, and I hope that we can talk more. I know that yesterday I wasn't here and we kind of missed out on that. I had to shove some topics together to kind of make time for it, but I will be right back. Don't worry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I'm pretty much, I don't know, I wanted to jump in more, but I just realized I have a whole bunch of people to call for tickets. So I'm still going to be live. I'm still going to be doing things live. I may cut out at one point because I do have to make an edit to my BIOS, because we're doing something pretty cool here. We're going to set up a virtual machine to run World of Warcraft server, if you guys ever, it's a video game, so that we can actually run it from the office, so that we'll be able to do like a private server where everybody here could play. So it's pretty interesting. So I'm gonna have to jump on the BIOS so that I can make the computer LAN accessible, wake it up through LAN, so that when we try to remote in offsite, even though it's off, it'll be able to turn on. So that's what I'll be doing. So if you do see it disconnect for a second, that's what I'll be doing. Then I'll be reconnecting live, so don't jump off. But now I'm going to put on some music for you guys to relax to. I'm going to put on some lo-fi hip-hop. If you've never heard of it before, you're about to hear it. And it is really awesome. It's just super chill, super relaxing while I start doing some live stream. I'm already live streaming, but I'll be doing some live tech support. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at right now. I will be doing teams more in the future, guys. Just let me know. Send me a message, shoot a comment in the chat right now, and let me know if you're interested in me doing more of a teams demo, and then I can incorporate a second demo account that I'll be able to actually show you guys some of the features with calling video, because you can actually black out the whole back screen and like blur it out so they can only see your face. It's a new feature that they added, so I can go through all that kind of stuff with you guys. So just let me know if you're interested. But yeah, I'm going to go and get that music set up for you guys in just a moment.
I finally feel like this is the right life, and I'm on it now. I was a bit off track for a while, here and there, not exactly knowing who I was. Now I think I know.
Alrighty guys, so I'm actually gonna jump off into going to my BIOS, so I'm gonna end the stream for now. I'm hoping to jump back on the stream in just a little bit after I get that fixed up. If not, I do apologize, but we will be tuning back in tomorrow from 12 o'clock, and we will be doing our next discussion. And I think tomorrow we're talking about, let's check, I think I slipped my mind. Tomorrow we will be talking about going to the cloud and getting mobile and getting portable, going mobile with your data, transferring stuff to the cloud or cloud storage. Again, you guys are a little familiar with what are the options with cloud storage. And then on Friday we're getting secure. We're talking about SSL certificates, the health, why it's important for the health of your website, and know where to buy SSL certificates and what's the process and what's the purpose and why it's so important nowadays. Thank you, Google. That's a little bit of a spoiler. But yeah, so I'm going to terminate the stream for just a little bit. I should be getting back. Hopefully, if not though, I will be seeing you tomorrow from 12 to 1, and we will be doing those discussions. And then from 1 to 2, we'll be doing a little bit of RSS feeds, talking about some news as to what's coming on, what's new in the tech world, and then possibly me doing my live stream support, which I will be doing hopefully if I jump back on after I get this stuff fixed with my BIOS. The only reason I have to terminate the stream is because in order for me to get into the BIOS, I have to restart the machine. So anyways, I do appreciate everybody tuning in today. If you don't hear from me again for the remainder of the day, it was awesome. I enjoyed the talks. I love talking about freelancer.com. I love talking about building of the apps, the websites, and I also enjoyed talking about Teams if you couldn't get that from how enthusiastic I was. But anyways, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and if I don't hear from you, as always, peace.